Love a child, changing Haiti for the Lord, where all can be restored. Be a lover child, be a lover child. Teach them, feed them, reach them. Love a child.
Sherry just asked these children how many does not go to school at all, have never been to school. All of them has raised their hands except this little girl. Wow. Isn't this something? This is powerful. Well, may God bless you and welcome to our program today. Can you imagine? Only one of these children goes to school. The rest have never been to school. Child sponsorship will change the life of a child forever. In this program today, Sherry and I, we're going to share with you 3 updated stories of children that you may have seen on previous programs, but what's happening to them today. One of them is Moses. You'll never forget Moses. Another one's Mackenson. We got him from way out in the mountains of Covant and way out. And then little Nelson. Nelson came from this very village where I'm at right now. Little Nelson was 4 years old, could not talk, could not walk. He was eating dirt to stay alive. Child sponsorship is so important. You can change the life of a child forever. But right now, let's share with you a very special story.
Oh, Domino, viens vite faire nous partir, joue avec nous, c'est rigolo.
OK, vous connaissez, c'est très bien parce que vous lisez français. Très bien, mamie pas qu'à lire français. Mamie lit anglais, mais mamie pas qu'à lire français. Oui. This is Moses. He's reading to me in French. He's about 7 years old, and oh my, what a story this child has. I've just been sitting here telling Moses how God gave him such a miracle. The story goes like this. Years ago, when Moses' mother was pregnant, she had so many children that she knew she could not feed all those children. She made a horrible decision. She went to an Haitian outhouse, and she sat in that outhouse, gave birth, and dropped him down in the outhouse to leave him there to die. A man was pushing an old wooden cart that they call cabouette, and he heard a cry coming from the top of a hill, and he drew near, and as he went up the top of the hill, he was drawn to an outhouse. As he opened that door, he went inside that outhouse that smelled so bad and heard the cry of a little baby coming from the bottom of the hole of that outhouse. So he got some cord. He tied it around his waist. He lowered himself down inside that outhouse with a bucket. He reached down in the depths of all that raw sewage, and he scooped up in that bucket of sewage a tiny, helpless, defenseless baby. He brought that little baby up that was covered with all that stench, the filth of the world, and the women of the village washed off that baby and cleaned it up, and they took the baby to a charity hospital. The charity hospital called us to come and get that baby. He's had such a struggle in life. He was once skin and bones. His skin was hanging from his body. He was struggling for life. He has a chance in life because somebody heard the cry of the poor. I'm so thankful that we took him in. We found a wonderful sponsor for Moses, and today I'm going to ask him if he thinks that God has a plan for his life. Est-ce que vous croyez bon Dieu a un plan pour la vie? Oui? Yes? Qui ça bon Dieu t'a fait pour? Parlez fort.
Il te ban la
He
vie.
gave me life.
Il te met nous en basel li.
He had a plan for me. He has protected me. He lets me sleep very well.
Il fait nous lever bien.
He lifts me up in the morning very good.
Des fois, il pas quand malheur pas arriver nous.
He doesn't let anything bad come near me.
Mais nous demandons pardon
And when I ask him to forgive me
pour tout ça, pour tout péché que t'as fait yo.
for all the sins I've committed,
Nous demandons grâce
and then he gives me his grace,
pour garder chaque petit monde qui là.
then he can watch over all the children that are here.
Amen.
Amen. Wow, I think that's pretty good. This is not anything I've told him to say. In fact, the other day when I was in a room with Moses and the little boys, they were all in a corner of the room, and I said, "Why are you all praying so hard?" He said, "Well, we had a lot of sins we had to get forgiven of." I wish some of us adults would do that. But here is this little boy, and you know, who knows, one day God may use him to lead his country. He could be the next president of Haiti in his time. We just don't know what God has in store for him. Can you say, "I love you," everybody?
I love you, everybody.
Can you say, "Thank you very much"?
Thank you very much.
Can you say, "Come to Haiti,
Come to Haiti,
visit me"?
visit me.
Can you say, "I love Jesus"?
I love Jesus.
Do you love Mommy?
Oui.
Yeah. Do you love Papi?
Oui.
Oui? Un peu? Okay. Do you love Jesus, people?
Oui.
Okay. Look right there. It says, "Thank you, sponsor.
Thank you, sponsor.
I love you.
I love you.
You save me.
You save me.
You give me hope.
You give me hope.
And I love you."
I love you.
Can you throw him a kiss like this? Can you do like this? Can you go? I think that says it all. Moses is now happy, healthy, going to school, reading French, doing math. Child sponsorship makes a difference. And we just pray that the Lord would lay it upon your heart to sponsor a child. Remember how bad Moses looked, and look at him today. This is the fruit of your labor, of your love, when you sponsor a child. Make a difference in another life. Thank you. Well, I'm right here inside the pharmacy of our mobile clinics. This is where we pack up all the medicine that goes to the mountains when we do a mobile clinic, which I really love to do. But you know, it was in one of the mobile clinics in the mountains that I met a little boy by the name of Mackenson. Wow, what a story that touches my heart. We had seen so many children that were malnourished, but Mackenson, when I saw this little boy cradled in the arms of his father, a poor, poor, poor man, I'll never forget how I felt when I looked at this little boy. He had no hair, his face was all moon-shaped, his arms were so swollen that they were splitting open, his legs and his feet were swollen. He looked like death because he had kwashiorkor malnutrition. Wow. I thought, God, this is a big problem. But you know, there's no problem too hard for God. I knew that in order to save that little boy, we would have to bring him down out of the mountains that day and start to take care of him with good food, good nutrition, and many, many trips to the hospital. And you know, I could truly say that we could not have done that without the help of child sponsorship, because it was a very expensive operation, taking him back and forth to the hospital, IVs, treatment, hospital visits, doctor's visits, everything, to save the life of this little boy who we thought was going to die. Little did I know, when I looked at Mackenson in the arms of his father, you won't believe this, but he was 7 years old. Looked like a little tiny baby. And he was so pathetic. But you know what? We made the decision that day, something has got to be done. We took Mackenson out of that village, not knowing if he would live or die. And now, God has given such a great miracle. I can tell you that today, Mackenson, the cutie that he is, missing his 2 front teeth, in his little school uniform, always a smile on his face, he's been one of the greatest joys that I've ever experienced in my life. When I see him go to school and participate in school, and when I see him eating or playing, it's hard to believe where he came from. But just as a scripture that we quote all the time, God is the God who can raise up the poor out of the dunghill and put him among the princes. And you know, this is another life saved. He is so smart in school. He is so respectful. Mackenson will go so far in his life. And when he grows up, I pray that he will be able to have a college education too. And I pray that he will do something great for his country. But one thing I know he'll take care of his big family up in the mountains when he gets a job. I know he'll serve Jesus all the days of his life. I know he'll everly be eternally grateful to be in our child sponsorship program and to have a loving sponsor and people who care for him. And this is what touches my heart. And let me just say this. Bobby and I, we have good days and bad days in Haiti. We have days when we feel like people feel like killing us and we're running for our lives. We have days when machines break down. We have days when we're trying to make it up the mountain and we get stuck in the mud. We have good days and bad days. But when we have those bad days, we sit and talk and hug the kids and think about all the miracles that God has given us through the help of child sponsorship in the lives of these children. And I wouldn't trade anything for it. Thank you.
The Love a Child Child Sponsorship Program is changing lives forever in the country of Haiti. For a gift of $24 per month or $288 per year, you can join hundreds of others in becoming a child sponsor. Child sponsorship provides academic and spiritual education, as well as nutritious food and medical assistance. Child sponsorship provides an opportunity for you to develop a loving relationship with a beautiful Haitian boy or girl. Please write to the address on your screen or call the toll-free number today and begin your child sponsorship with a gift of $24 per month or $288 per year. Your gift can also be deducted monthly from your credit card. Decide if you would like to sponsor a boy or girl and begin now to experience the joy of knowing you are helping to change a child's life forever.
God bless you. You may be wondering what's all this commotion behind me in here. It was a lot more people, but Madame Mignon, she's having a baby inside of her hut. Right now having a baby, or maybe just had it. Sure was in there. I'm afraid to look, so I don't go in there. But I want to share with you today just a word from the mission field to encourage you from the Word of God. And I just want you to go and read today 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter. That's the love chapter. You know, a long time ago, the Lord gave Sherry and I a thought. Faith is not something that you just talk about, but faith is something that you do. Love is not something that you just talk about, but love is something that you do. I want to encourage you today to show love. You know, I was telling somebody the other day, if you want friends, if you need friends, show yourself friendly. Go out and be friends. I said, man, you act like a sourpuss. Go out and be friendly. You know what? If you go out and be friendly, you're going to end up with some friends. You're going to end up with some buddies. Be friendly. If you need some love, go out and show somebody love. Go out and show somebody the love of God. And you know what? You'll get back way more love than you've ever given out. Love is something that you do. So let God use you today. May God bless you. Let God use you, because love is something that you do. God bless you. Come on.
Mashe,
Come on.
come on. Come on.
Well, that boy's
Easy.
doing good.
Nelson.
Nelson.
Nelson. Easy. Wow!
Man, is he doing good, Jay?
Wow.
Nelson, you're doing good.
Well, you know, little Nelson, he looks good right now. He's laughing. He's learning how to walk, but I can assure you that he did not look like this at all when we first found him. You know, Bobby, I think of all the kids that we've ever brought into the orphanage, this little child, seeing him in the village of Letant, out there among the pigs. You remember his mom had 4 children? And this one right here, because he couldn't walk and he was deformed, she was afraid that he would be a burden to her, so she really purposely did not want to feed him. He's 4 years old, sitting there on the ground with the pigs, and she'd pick him up by one arm and just set him on the ground. And he would sit there on his knees all day long, naked in the hot sun.
I will never forget when you first seen him over there, you held him in your arms for 2 hours.
I walked around the village.
Yeah, you never let him down. He was eating dirt. He was actually eating dirt. That's what a lot of hungry children do here in Haiti when they're hungry. He was eating dirt, living in such conditions.
The kids would come by in the village and slap him on the head and make fun of him. His ribs were sticking out. His little wrists are still deformed. He had rickets. He could not stand, and so his mother was really
And he had never walked.
Never walked.
Never walked.
Stood on his
Probably
feet.
would never walk.
Didn't talk.
Never said one word.
We often visited this village, helping in any way that we could, but I just could not bear and understand this mother's lack of love and concern for her malnourished child who could not walk. She didn't seem to care about sending him to the children's hospital. She rarely picked him up. She rarely talked to him. She would just sit him on the ground with nothing at all. Many times when I came to the village, I would see Nelson sitting on the ground. Sometimes he would simply fall over and lay on the ground. He was so weak, so weak. When I was there in that village, one of the Haitian workers said, "You do not understand what you see. That mother has a sick, crippled child that will probably never walk. She does not have enough food to feed all of her children. And the truth is, she is slowly starving the sick one, thinking he will die, so that the others can live." I bowed my head and choked back tears. Now I understood why they called him Pa Bezwe. I don't want you, and I don't need you.
There's a Creole proverb that says, "An empty sack cannot stand." I want to show you something just a moment, and you'll understand what that Creole proverb means. Okay, baby. Come here, just stand right here. Okay, stand right here. Come, baby. Come, baby. He can't stand. He can't stand at all. He's like an empty sack that cannot stand.
I wish you could have been there with me that day. I wish you could have just seen just this one child. He was never played with. She never hugged him. She never talked to him. It was as if he did not even exist. He sat there on the ground and never made a sound.
Little Nelson could not talk, could not walk. His family really didn't care about him. He was eating dirt to stay alive.
I picked him up that day, and I knew that he had never had a mother's touch or a mother's love before. You know, I walked through the village, and I just remember patting him and just telling him how much we loved him and that he's going to have a better home. And, you know, the Lord laid it upon our hearts to take him out of that village.
Yes. And you went over there and talked to the mother, and you got him, Sherry.
Vous d'accord? Oui. Vous voulez moi aller? Mais Mario pas de problème avec ça?
Non. Bon, on t'a dit ça déjà devant, il t'a dit oui.
OK. Mais je dis me parler avec elle?
Oui.
Konya?
Oui.
OK. Vous connaissez quel côté? Si vous voulez venir pour aller?
Oui.
Moi, tu as temps préparé au cabane pour lui. Moi, il y a un monde qui va occuper lui.
Bobby a parlé, Madame Sherry. Bobby a belle.
OK. Bye-bye.
Oui.
No problem? Moi, je ride la machine. Moi, je my own machine. No problem? No problem?
Oui.
Okay. Wow. I cannot believe it. Yeah, I've been trying to get him from her mother for a long time. She kept saying no, but I just cried all night last night. And I said, God, you know, please let the mother just let me take him. So if I take him, and I told her I would keep him for a couple months and try to get his health back to normal. And I'm leaving quickly so that she doesn't change her mind. She wanted to try to take time to put clothes on him, and I said, I've got clothes in the car already. So we're going to take him. We're going to see if we can get Nelson a chance in life.
You saved his life. And you know, we brought him in here, we give him food, but food saves lives. Food makes a difference, of course, and he loves to eat. Nelson, you love Poppy? Oui. He said oui, that means yes in Creole.
Talks
French
all the
too.
time. You know, and I'm so thankful for his loving sponsors that help us each
Thank
month,
you.
Bobby, because it takes a lot of money to care for him. He has doctor visits, he has physical therapy. He is such a successful story of what sponsoring a child in Haiti can do. You know, everybody says, well, what does sponsoring one child do? We never can tell what he's going to grow up to be. Imagine if he was just a thrown away person. Maybe some of you feel like your life is at the end too. Maybe you've reached the end of your string, and maybe even I'm talking to somebody today who's on drugs and you feel like your life is hopeless. But you know what? The Lord can do the same thing for you that He's done for little Nelson. He can lift you up out of that pig pen that you're in and out of that muck of sin, and He can put you in a place that you know not of and change your whole life around. And today, if you're thinking and watching this program, think about sponsoring one child or two and changing a life, and I promise you, it'll change yours too.
A child sponsorship changes the life of a child here in Haiti forever. I love you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you've just seen 3 successful stories of 3 children that you have helped rescue and put into a child sponsorship program. And my, how their lives have turned around. In fact, Bobby, we have many, many stories of children, just like these 3 that we showed today.
So many stories, but there's so many children waiting to be sponsored. I mean to tell you, in this village alone,
Yes.
I would say there's 250 children who's never been to school in their life, and so many other villages. But you know, in this village we're at right now, Sherry, which is old Letant, right now we're just broke ground today. We just started clearing the ground for a brand new church and a school.
Yes.
To put the children in right here.
Right
and
here.
Here it is. We'll build a nice block school and nice little block church. And the people are so proud and they're so happy. But we have to pay the school teachers and all the other expenses, the
Feed the
books, the
children.
papers, and feed them. So please We need child sponsorship, especially the first ones who want to sponsor a child will come from right here in this village.
Yes.
And many of them who raise their hands at the beginning of this program who've never been to school. So please, $24 a month will change the life of a child forever. You may pay it by the month or pay for the whole year, but you'll receive the picture of the child, the history of the child and their family. What do they do for a living, if they make a living at all? Most do not. And you'll learn all about the family, and you will become part of that family through your love. So please call the toll-free number that's on the screen right now. You want to sponsor one child or more than one child?
Yes.
You want their picture, if you want their report, please call the number on the screen. $24 for one child per month will change the life of a child forever. You may give on your credit card or give online giving, or you may write in our mailing address. They're all on the screen during this program. But Sherry and I, we've lived here for almost 23 years now. And I'm telling you, child sponsorship is the most important thing we do in Haiti, is giving children a Christian education, and you can make a difference. You will feel so good. God bless you. Sherry?
You know, it's amazing how God can use your life to change the life of a child. We have so many children that we see every day in all the villages that we come to here in Haiti, and we've lived here for 23 years. And it just grips our heart, because we know that without an education, they'll live worse than anything that you could think of in the United States. When I think of animals, dogs and cats, in the United States, believe me, your pets live better than these children do here. Right here, we have children sitting on the ground where the pigs are walking right by them with no underwear, nothing. They cannot read, they cannot write, they don't know how old they are. They live in a world of darkness. Sometimes they don't eat for 2 days. But child sponsorship brings them hope. And right now, you're the only one that can do that. There's a toll-free number on the screen. Please make that call today. You can go to the internet, you can click, you can do it online, but please do something today and let the Lord use you.
Please call the number right now. If you've heard some music and somebody blowing on something during the program, that's children blowing on pieces of wood.
Yeah.
Just pieces of wood, children. They have nothing. But we're starting to build a school here, sponsored by David George Ministries. Love makes a difference. Let God use you today and be blessed by helping a child receive an education, receive reports and what's happening in the child's life. Call now. God bless you. Thank you.